Hey, how's it going, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Big Ball Vlogs. I do reviews, comparison shopping, and everyday vlogging. If that's something you're interested in, please consider subscribing to the channel and maybe clicking the notification button. So today, as you can probably see, this is going to be a cell phone video. It's not going to be a cell phone review. I do not by any means consider myself a cell phone reviewer, only because like most of you, I don't care about a lot of the detailed specs. I just want the latest, greatest, most powerful, most expensive probably cell phone that I can get my hands on. In this video, we are going to be unboxing the newest, latest, greatest Samsung Galaxy Note series phone. This is the Samsung Galaxy Note 10. Now, just to get started, again, I'm not trying to talk you out of getting rid of your Samsung phone, whether it be a Samsung Galaxy S9 or a Samsung Galaxy S10. I just bought this thing because sometimes I just can't help but buy the latest, greatest tech. And in this situation, I'm also a sucker for the deal. So when I did the spec reviews and went through tons of videos from Unbox Therapy to Super Zav to Marcus, and everybody talked so much about this phone and how great it was. It just, you know, the regular Samsung Galaxy Note just was so close to this one. I didn't think it was necessary to buy that one to replace this one. But what people generally say is if you're going to buy a Note, go with the Note 10 Plus for the better screen, the larger battery, the extra camera, things like that. Things that at the time of when I looked into this particular phone, the new additions to this phone made this one a little bit obsolete. Not to say that this is a bad phone. I still love this phone. In fact, with the return policy, if for some reason this thing doesn't absolutely wow me, I might return it. I used to be a total Samsung Galaxy Note fan until the time that they started exploding in people's pockets. And then I decided to go, because they were recalling them and, you know, you couldn't get your hands on one, I decided to go to the Samsung Galaxy S series, and originally I went to the original Galaxy S, the standard size, and then I moved into the Galaxy S Plus for flying drones because it gave me a bigger screen. Now, one thing that I gotta say that might turn me off on this one is I haven't had a Note size, and I don't know, a couple years ago we used to call these phablets, meaning phone, tablet size phones, in a while. And when it comes down to it, when I had one, it's just a brick. It's hard to carry, it's big, it doesn't really fit in your pocket well. I mean, this is the biggest Samsung Galaxy S10, and you know, when I'm wearing certain jeans or putting this in my motorcycle jacket, this is a pretty big phone to carry. I mean, it's big in the hands, which is great, but it's a hefty size phone. Let's just get into the unboxing. Again, I am not by any means a cell phone reviewer, but for those who may have tuned in to see, you know, what the specs are on this phone and whether or not they should buy it, I'm not going to make a decision for you of whether or not you should buy it, but I will go through some of the specs, I guess, to give you the differences in size and I guess features between the Galaxy S10 Plus and the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. I'm going to summarize some of the things that I see that are different. The Galaxy S10 Plus is smaller than the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Surprisingly, the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, when I first held it, felt a lot lighter than it actually does, but the Note 10 Plus actually says it comes in with a little bit more weight than the S10 Plus at 191 grams. Of course, the screen is bigger on the Note 10 Plus. You're going to get a 6.8 inch screen versus a 6.4 inch screen from the S10 Plus. Screen resolutions, they're the same. Android software at the current release is the same. It's Android 9 Pie. Storage is something that has increased on the S10 Plus from the on the Note 10 Plus from the S10 Plus. On the Note 10 Plus, you're going to start off with a default of 256 gigabytes of RAM, whereas with the S10 Plus, you got 128, which I believe this is a 128 version. And you can always pay the additional for the 512 or 1 terabyte version, but I just went with the 256. I really don't fill up a lot of space on phones. I don't even know why I stuck a 128 card in there, because I never really fill up the onboard storage on the phone. So both have micro SD card slots. Both have, you know, tap to pay services like Google Play and Samsung Play. And when it comes to processors, and I know a lot of you gaming guys out there want to know, just like I guess with computers, I always want to know what the latest greatest processor is, and that's one of the reasons why it may not be, such a great idea to run out and buy an S10, a Note 10 Plus if you got an S10 Plus, is because the processors seem to be the same unless you live in a different region. So in this one, you got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 in both of these, the Note 10 and the S10. RAM, onboard RAM, the S10 Plus has less RAM. You have the choice. I think I have 8 gigabytes in this one, 8 or 12, whereas the Note 10 Plus comes with a default 12. Cameras, that's where I guess for me it got a little bit shaky, because there is a 4th camera on the Note 10 Plus, but the camera specs are identical. So you get an additional camera. So you get 16 and 2 12s. One is a wide angle, one is a normal angle, and then one's I guess a close-up or telephoto lens. And then on this one you have what they call a 10 megapixel depth vision lens, which if you haven't seen them yet, because I know a lot of guys have already gotten these and probably done pre-release videos, that allows you to do crazy stuff like write AR words in the sky, and as you are walking, you walk past those words. Very cool 3D drawing in the sky in your videos. So that was one of the gimmicky things that I thought I would like to try. I'm a social media guy. I would definitely probably use that on Instagram or Facebook. But again, it's a gimmicky type thing. I remember buying the S10 Plus because it came with a 3rd camera, and I never used the wide angle lens. Video is going to be the same. You got 2160p at 60 frames per second. You got 1080 up to 240 frames per second. And then you got 720 at 960 frames per second. That's probably going to be for your super slow motion. I know you got super slow motion also on the S10 Plus, but it's not listing it in this breakdown. You've got Bluetooth 5.0. You've got USB-C on both, but they removed the headphone jack, which we'll see in about a second. Both still have the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. Both are still water and dust proof IP68. Now when you get to the battery, the S10 Plus has the bigger battery of 4,300 milliamps with the ability to charge at 45 watts. The S10 Plus has the 4,100 milliamp hour battery, which can only be charged at 15 watts fast charging. Now, again, I don't know for me if the 45 watts was a selling point. Usually when you charge stuff faster or with higher power, even on Teslas, which have the superchargers, you are not going to get the same battery life if you continuously charge your battery with a faster, more powerful charger. In fact, what you're going to do is degrade the battery faster over time, and then you probably end up needing a new battery way before you would need a new battery on this one. So 45 watt charging, one of the selling points, but probably not for me, and probably not recommended, because again, it might over the long term shorten the life of your battery. You got the same Google App Store, Play Store, I guess, for getting your apps off of. All US carriers, so I bought the unlocked version. I always buy my phones unlocked. This phone is unlocked, so that means I can stick a Sprint card, a Verizon card, an AT&T card, T-Mobile card in there, and it should work. It works on all networks. Price at release, the S10 Plus came in at about $1,000. The Note 10 Plus comes in at $1,100. You can buy it from Samsung, Best Buy, Amazon, different places like that. So that is a pretty basic, I guess, comparison of what you get between the S10 and the Note 10 Plus. This is, by the way, the retiring S10 Plus maybe. So now that we got that out of the way, let's cut into this baby and see what's on the inside. I mean, I really don't do unboxings, but someone that kind of started watching my channel said, hey, I would have really loved to see an unboxing. And I usually don't do unboxings because there's a niche for that. Like, there are guys who will milk a video. They will get a new product like this, and the first video will be an unboxing. No sound, no words, no review, no overview, just them cutting through the label with a fancy knife, cutting through the security tab with a fancy knife, and then doing like this ASMR slow unboxing where they're, you know, doing everything like nice and slow and sexy, where you're pulling the box apart, which I can't really do right now because it doesn't come apart, and then they give you a sexy reveal where you get to see the phone and my camera above it. I'm not gonna get into all that, which I probably already did, but here she is. This is the Samsung Note 10 Plus. Now, if you guys don't know, or if I haven't said it in previous videos, I don't even touch these phones unless when they're brand new, unless I've got it over a table where there's no possibility that I drop it. First thing that has to go on is a screen protector. Like right out of the box, the screen protector has to go on it. And the second thing that has to go on it is a case. So I do have a case here to pop on it. What I noticed that if you guys don't have one already, when the S10 Plus came out, it came with a screen protector on it. I have never changed it. It was a decent screen protector. It's got a lot of scratches on it now, but to be honest with you, I don't think that the one that I was going to apply, which was like self-healing, would have been better than this one. Let's peel it out of the box here. And what we're going to do is we're going to peel it out of the box. And like I said, I really do baby these things, so I got my little Batman handkerchief here to put that down softly on. And inside the box, what you get normally are a charger. This is going to be the 15-watt charger. And one of the things that I noticed about the S10 Plus is the fact that, the Note 10 Plus is the fact that the charger no longer has a standard USB port on the charging side. It has a USB-C port on the charging side. And my immediate reaction to that, if you follow me on Instagram, was I shot a picture of someone else who had theirs already open, and I was like, hey, this thing's got 2 USB-C ports on it. And everybody around me was like, yeah, man, all the computers now have USB-C ports on them. And I didn't realize it. I got a it's not the newest computer, it's probably like 2 years old, and I did not realize it had a USB-C port on it. I knew it had a dozen regular USB ports on it, but I did not realize it had a USB-C port on it. So maybe USB-C is becoming the standard now. So I know for charging, I think when you buy that 45-watt charger, it's supposed to charge many devices, so maybe, since a lot of devices are now charging with USB-C, the standard for charging cables will be USB-C to USB-C instead of standard USB to USB-C. So, not sure, but I will, keep an eye on that for new devices to see if they come with USB-C cables with them. Inside this little box here, let's get that open, I find the OTG cable. If you don't know what the OTG cable is, it's a little standard USB to USB-C connection device, which allows you to connect a cable from a different phone, and then in order to transfer the data from this phone, Samsung has a transfer app that you just plug these two phones together and it will transfer all your data and pretty much copy everything and start the new phone up like you never change them out. All your Wi-Fi settings, everything will be already preset. I'm trying to get inside this little box to see what else is in here because it feels like it's a little bit heavy. Not sure what this is. This is something that looks relatively new, so I'm going to push this out right now and see what this is. Okay, so this is... I have no idea what this is. I'm going to have to do some research to figure out what this little device is here. Maybe even go into the instruction manual if there is one and figure, I keep dropping the thing, figure out what the heck this thing is for. It has two little pins, two little plastic pins, which may be the SIM card ejector pins. There's a black one and there's a white one. See if I can get that to focus. Two little plastic pins. And then this thing right here, which is some kind of clamping device that holds something. So, mystery is what this thing is. I'm going to put that down for a second, and then probably if I have to, I'll pause the video, figure out what that thing is, and tell you what it is, and get back to the unboxing. And here we have the charging cable, or data transfer cable, and I'll pop that out just to show you what I was talking about earlier. It has 2 USB-C ports on it. We'll put that to the side. And then, in the last few Galaxy phones, I got a pair of AKG headphones, which are really nice headphones, and what I mentioned in the beginning as reading through the specs, the only difference is the fact that the S10 Plus does not have a headphone jack on the bottom. So, drum roll please to see what type of connection these AKG headphones have to your Galaxy S10 Plus. I'll pop that out. I'm just going to pull out the back of the cable just so we can see what's going on. And sure enough, there is a USB-C plug on the end. Now, I'll just tell you right now, probably not happy about that because I got 2 pairs of these and they have been holding up. I had a pair from my S9 and I had a pair from my S10. So now, unless I go out and probably find some kind of dongle that USB-C plugs into, I can't use these with anything else but I'm assuming the S10 Plus. So I don't have an additional pair of headphones that I can kind of just throw in the drawer and have if these break. Now, what I'll probably do is use my earbuds that came with the S10 Plus and for free, and instead of using these, but every once in a while they're not charged, or they're just a hassle, because sometimes when you're working out at the gym, your shoulder will tap the button that you normally use to turn the volume up or go to the next song, and they'll shut off your music. So interesting. Not only do they remove the earphone jack, they remove the earphone plug from the end of the headphones. Interesting. And I think that's it for this. I don't have an instruction manual. Let's see if there's anything else behind this. Samsung may be trying to save on paper. This does not seem like it comes out easily, and it's very light now, so I don't think there's anything underneath this. And that's not unusual either. I think the last couple of yeah, that's glued in there. I think the last couple of devices that I bought, oh, here it is. The last couple of devices that I bought had, come on out of there, had downloadable manuals. Save a Tree downloadable manual. Okay, let's pop this out. And while I thought those were SIM card tools and that little clampy thing, which is in there, they are not. This is the SIM card tool that comes with most Samsung devices, and in this, there's usually all of your information / warranty / hey, thank you for buying this expensive phone documentation. Device in this package came with a screen protector. Thank you very much, Samsung. Quick reference guide. Maybe we'll find out what that little silver thing is in this quick reference guide. So I know I'm going on. This is 20 minutes. My camera's probably like beep, beep, beep in a couple seconds. That says I've reached my 4K limit. Tells you how to use the S Pen. It tells you about the cameras. I'm just throwing stuff all around here. Front cameras, back cameras. No description. I do have this thing here that tells me that's, use that SIM card tool to remove it. No description on what that little alligator clip thing is. Man, I'm so eager now to figure out what that little alligator clip thing is. This is the transfer information I told you about, where you take the OTG cable. I'm going to just put all this stuff aside. You take the OTG plug, which I'm not even sure how you... Oh no, actually you don't need it now because both phones have USB-C. But if you were transferring, I guess, from an S9 to... well, did the S9 have USB-C? I don't know, I'm rambling. So I guess if you were transferring something from a Samsung phone that did not have a USB-C port on the bottom, you can now use the OTG cable. But in this situation, I guess I don't need it. And that's everything. And another little piece of cardboard here. Get a charge out of the way. And I'll get back to you in the next video on what that little metal dongle thing is, or little metal clippy thing is. So here she is. This is the Samsung Galaxy Galaxy Note 10 Plus. I'm trying not to get the reflection of my camera in there. You have 1, 2, 3 cameras. Always good to see that these phones they put the adjustable aperture in the center camera there, so great for low light situations where it opens up to its widest point. You have flash. You have something that looks like a heartbeat sensor, and I don't know if that is what that is, so let me just verify on my other phone because I rarely use that too. Nah, it's a little bit different, so I don't know if you can see this. If I can get that to focus, probably gonna be kind of hard to do. But there is some kind of little sensor right there. Not sure what that is. It's in this video, what I'm looking at, it's to the left of the camera. Not sure what that sensor is. It does not match the sensor that is your heartbeat sensor on the S10 Plus. So, gotta go through the specs again, and really, there's no detailed information on this, so I'm gonna have to go online and figure out what each one of these little new little changes are. So, like I said a little bit ago in this video, no headphone jack. You have the addition of the S Pen, which is supposed to be like this Harry Potter wand thing that controls the phone and takes pictures. That's new. It didn't do that when I had my original Notes back in the day. On the front, you have the single punch-out camera instead of at least on the S10 Plus, the double punch-out camera there in the corner. And that is also one of the I guess the negatives about the S10 Plus. While there may not be many, the front-facing camera, for what I've heard on other people's videos, is a lesser camera, lesser resolution than the S10 Plus. I can't remember the exact details, but it is a lower, like either resolution or pixel quality. I can't remember. I'll have to go back and look. Then the cameras. Actually, this has two cameras on the S10 Plus. Other form factor changes, which I didn't pick up before, it appears not to have a power button on the right side. So on the S10 Plus, you have a power button here, you have a Bixby button, and you have a volume rocker. On this one, there is no power button. On the right side, you have a button which is where the Bixby button is on the S10 Plus, and you have a volume rocker. And what I've heard from other videos is that I think this either controls the power, and now the Bixby button is like on an application type button where you hit it internally and not physically. I don't think many people use the Bixby button. I know that on the S10 Plus they actually upgraded the software so you can change the Bixby button to like open an app, open your camera, open your Samsung Pay. But I think it was most people were reprogramming it, so they probably just took it out to save I don't know, parts on the phone. On the top, you've got what looks to be a microphone, and I'm not sure, another slot here. So I've got a microphone slot, and then I've got a wider, bigger slot, which I'll have to again look into because I didn't really think that it would be this much change. On the bottom, you have another microphone. You have a bottom firing speaker, and I'm thinking that, yeah, that must be what that is. This little port here on the top. So I've got, if I get that to focus, if I can get that clear enough. So here you have a microphone, and then here you have another little slot which is a little bit bigger. That is the earpiece. There is no earpiece across the top of this like there was on the S10 Plus. And again, I know the reflection is killing this, but as you can see, there is an earpiece right here. In fact, let me just pop this out of the case so you can get a better look at it. Like I said, I never really played with my phones. This has been in the case since I had it, but as you can see right there across the top, there is an earpiece, or a speaker for your ear. There is none on the S10 Plus across the top, and I guess that is to truly make this, camera shaking, this is to truly make this an infinity screen, to give you more screen real estate. So other than that, I don't see anything else that stands out to me. I got the black version, which under lights may look a little bit blue, but this is the black version. I always get the black version, always bet on black. And again, I went with the one with all the cameras and all the features because for $100 more, I thought I would get more out of this phone. And there are just some things that will work with a phone that has more cameras than like I was hoping that when I bought the S10 Plus, the iPhone X Max or whatever it is had dual cameras, and Facebook had an app where it could shoot 3D photos. And I was hoping that they would develop that for Android, but you need definitely one or two cameras to get the depth. To use that type of application. This one had 4, and one of them was labeled as a, I guess, a depth camera. So I was hoping that, you know, Android would come out. Again, I'm a social media nut, so I was hoping that the Samsung series phones with the multiple cameras will be able to use that feature. So I always buy the stuff that I think would be, I guess, in some way obsolescent proof for at least the next year, where anything new that came out, it would handle it, and probably handle stuff that, you know, the other phone couldn't do. So that is, I mean, that's a tabletop unboxing of the phone. Let's just do take a quick peek at this case, and then I'll let you guys get back to your day. I'm not sure when probably I'll get this posted in the next couple of days. So let's just cut this way so I don't slice into my hand with my super sharp knife. I'll open this up, and I don't buy expensive cases. There are some pretty expensive cases. In fact, when I was buying the phone with that $150, $200, I can't remember what it was, I was thinking about buying a case from Samsung, and it was the case that had the LEDs in the back. So it had like star LEDs that would like tell you that you got a call or flash when you wanted to do a timer on your phone. I was like, for $60 I'll just go to Amazon, which, by the way, I have an affiliate link for. So anything that I like on the channel, you will be able to find in my Amazon store, which you can find in the description below. And I just went on Amazon and bought like a $7 case. I mean, you know, the cases could probably cost you, if you throw diamonds in them, there's some things that I've seen online. You know, sky's the limit. I just wanted a thin TPU case that will protect the phone, hopefully from any drops or bumps, because the majority of these phones now are glass back and glass front, and then you have maybe a metal bezel. And I wanted something also that wasn't going to scratch up the back of the phone, because I am anal. Most of the time I don't even cut. I don't, like, serious. This is how seriously anal I am about my phones. Anything really that I own, and keeping them nice. I did peel the back off of this accidentally, but up until like a week ago, you can't really see it, probably the detail of this, even though I'm shooting in 4K. There is a thin piece of plastic that protects the bezel on this phone. I don't take that off. I also usually don't take stuff like this off, because I don't want to get that. I don't want the back to get scratched up. So I don't usually pull this tab off and pull this off. I usually just trim the tab off and put the whole thing in the case. And the reason for that is, if you can see the back of this case, stuff in your pockets just finds its way somehow between the case and the phone, and it probably scratches up the back. And I want my phones to look nice in case I want to sell them later, and I can say, oh, it's in perfect condition, which they usually are. So that's why I usually don't peel this stuff off. So for this video, I'm not going to peel it off either. We're going to talk about this case. Not even really talk about it. I'll probably talk about it in the next video. But it's a nice gray, smooth. Don't know if it's got a very... Yep, camera reached the recording limits of 25 minutes. I didn't realize I was talking that long. So not very tacky grip. In fact, this is pretty smooth. Not slip out of your hand smooth, but not like rubbery grippy either. But the thing that attracted me to this one for $7 was the fact that out of all the cases, this one had a felt lining on the inside. So I thought that felt lining would keep my phone from getting damaged, or at least the back from getting scraped up. I'm going to do a quick fitting test. Like I said, I got all the little tabs still on it, so it probably fits a little bit tight. I'm going to see how I push that in there, see how it fits. And if it's tight, I mean, I can't complain. I don't like a case that's sloppy loose, and many times, I don't know how, but you buy a case that's kind of sloppy loose, and then when you go stick your hand in your pocket and take your phone back out, the case has been somehow peeled off. Right now, again, I'm covering the bottom port with this little tab that's sticking out, but I'm pretty sure if I cut that off, everything would fit great. All of the holes seem to align with the speaker and the microphones and the S Pen, and on the top the same. You got a hole. I mean, that might be an issue, because I'm guessing the sound that's supposed to... Oh, maybe I was wrong. Nah, there's nothing there. For some reason they put a little cutout on top of this case as if there was an earpiece there, but maybe that was just a design flaw, because I'm pretty sure the sound is coming out of here. So when you have this to your ear, you're probably going to have it lower on your face so that the sound comes out of this and goes to your ear, instead of putting this, like putting your ear here up against the screen. But so yeah, that was it. Sorry for I guess, you know, talking so long. This just has to be like a 31-minute video now. But this is the, you know, unboxing and I guess overview and spec review of the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. You'll be seeing more on this phone shortly, because I just have to sit down, power it up, charge it up, and you know, get to know it before I can tell you anything about it, whether I like it or not, compared to what I've been, you know, kind of been using over the last year or so, the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. So hey, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting the channel. I'll get back to you soon with more about this phone and other tech devices. And like I said, anything you see on this channel that I like will be located in my Amazon, my new Amazon affiliate link. So just click on that link and go through my different categories, and you should be able to find all of the things that I recommend on YouTube. So hey, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting the channel. I'll get back to you soon. Talk to you later. Bye.